Why I'm showing the architecture publicly. Many professional frameworks are understandably gated behind registration, payment, or consulting access. I respect that model. My approach here is different. If a system is built on solid logic, the structural architecture should be strong enough to be shown publicly, at least at the level of principles, flow, and decision logic. So today, I'm showing the proof of life for healthy digital ecosystem. Not every proprietary parameter, not every threshold, but enough of the structure for you to see that this is not a loose opinion, not a motivational page, and not a fake customer centricity slogan. It is a real governance framework with principles, instrumentation, measurement, signal checks, and decision rules. What healthy digital ecosystem actually is. Healthy digital ecosystem is a governance framework for keeping digital products customer-centric, trustworthy, efficient, and measurable in an open competitive market. Its purpose is simple. Every feature, process, and interaction must respect the customer's time, resources, attention, and level of understanding. Because in a competitive market, loyalty is not something you force. It is something you earn through fairness, trust, quality, and repeated value exchange. The four pillars of customer respect. At the center of healthy digital ecosystem are four non-negotiable principles. Respect the customer's time. Respect the customer's resources. Respect the customer's attention. Respect the customer's level of understanding. These are not decorative values. These are governance rules. If a product is slow, heavy, confusing, misleading, or overloaded, it does not only create UX friction, it erodes trust. And when trust erodes, long-term customer values erodes with it. From principles to measurement. From there, the framework turns those principles into operational discipline. Before judging any module, the system must first be measurable. That means event schema, placement tags, quality filters, speed budgets, attribution hygiene, and dashboards. Without that foundation, the analysis is not reliable. After that, every module is evaluated through a universal lens. Core services, commercial services, and extra engagement. Each layer is measured through found percent to finished percent. Of everyone exposed to the module, how many cared enough to open it? And of those who open it, how many completed the primary goal? But the metric is not read blindly. It must be interpreted by strategic intent, placement, maturity, and customer cohort. Before any conclusion is made, the framework checks for distorted signals, such as forced exposure, inflated visibility, or total traffic that hides the difference between new and existing users. Only after that does the decision matrix apply. Keep and amplify, fix and prove, park or sunset. The goal is not to add more features forever. The goal is to keep the ecosystem clean enough, fast enough, trustworthy enough, and coherent enough to support sustainable loyalty later on. Beyond UX, the governance layer. People may ask, is this just UX? No, not exactly. Classic UX, user-centered design, and usability thinking help us judge the customer-facing layer. Is the button clear? Is the menu understandable? Is the journey easy to follow? Can users complete the task without unnecessary confusion? That matters. But healthy digital ecosystem goes deeper than the visible interface. It looks at the governance layer underneath. What gets placed? What gets measured? What earns visibility? What needs fixing? What should be parked and what should be removed? So, if an app feels cluttered, slow, or confusing, that is rarely only a design problem. It is often a governance problem. It may be shaped by competing priorities, legacy constraints, metrics optimized in isolation, unclear ownership, or internal compromise. You cannot fully clean up the customer-facing layer until you improve the rules underneath, the rules by which features earn their right to exist. So, no, this framework is not trying to reinvent cognitive load, performance budgets, accessibility, or user-centered design from zero. Those ideas already exist. The contribution here is turning them into a disciplined operating system for digital ecosystems. Instrumentation, found percent to finished percent measurement, cohort interpretation, signal checks, decision rules, governance cadence, and loyalty readiness. That is the difference between talking about good UX in theory and governing a digital ecosystem in practice. From metrics to decisions. In this framework, we do not stop at surface metrics. We look at whether users can actually find a module, whether they can complete the intended task, and whether the result is meaningful once we control for placement, maturity, cohort, and forced exposure. If a module remains weak after proper instrumentation, placement review, journey fixes, speed improvement, and enough proof time, then the business has to ask a hard question. Is this module mispositioned? Is the offer below market standard? Is it strategically necessary but poorly designed? Or is it simply not valuable enough to deserve prime placement? That is why every module goes through a 90-day governance cycle. If it does not hit its performance goal, it does not stay forever by default. It enters the decision matrix. Keep and amplify, fix and prove, park or sunset. The point is not to remove things blindly. The point is to force evidence-based decisions. Tactical assessment as living proof. Many analyses focus on historical cases. That can be useful because completed cases let us learn from outcomes that already happen. But live products are harder to assess because the system is still moving. The app is changing. The market is changing. The customer behavior is still unfolding. That is why I apply these frameworks to living products, apps people use today. It is more demanding, but also more valuable because it tests the framework against current reality, not just hindsight. That is where the framework proves it is more than theory.